Okay, we're back for the second part of Lesson 5, and we're looking at, let's see, page 79, Unit 9, and there's not much that we're going to do here at the top. The listing, I don't know, I just don't think that there's much value for you in this little audio presentation about Toshiba network products. So I just don't see much value in this for you. So we're just going to scroll down to how to use modals. I think this is just good overall for your English in general, and also how to speak with a business sort of mindset. So study the examples and complete the table with the words in bold. So you have the table down below there. On the left, it's kind of highlighted in green. It's the rule. This is strong advice. Okay? So it's the rule, advice or recommendation. So you have companies have to follow certain rules when advertising their products. Okay? So which modal is it? It's the rule. Okay? So, of course, it's have to. So, have to goes into the first line. Okay? And then it's down towards the bottom on the left there of the highlighted box. It is necessary, so you need to. Okay, so and there are other strong advice. What is that? So try to figure these out on your own and fill in the blanks. Okay, and let's see what it says here at the bottom. Must or have to. We usually use must when we make the rule ourselves. Okay, and have to when it is a general rule. So if it's the rule, you have to. You have to wear a mask when you go in the door. Okay? So there's an example of a rule. So if you don't wear the mask, you'll probably be told to exit the building and put your mask on before you come in. So must and mustn't can seem impolite. Use have, so must have to or shouldn't when talking to people you don't know well. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is an etiquette piece here at the bottom. So rules that you would follow to be polite. Now, we're going to continue with studying and practicing these modals. And we have examples where you would use any one of these. For example, well, we have must not or mustn't, don't have to, need to, don't need to. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. Employees of Camera Eye enter the competition. It isn't allowed. It isn't allowed. Okay? It's not allowed. So which one is it? It's probably either must not enter or don't need to. Which one do you think it is? This is kind of strong. It isn't allowed. What about don't have to? I don't know. That one's probably, it could be any one of those, really, in my opinion. Employees of Camera Eye, blank, enter the competition. So I would think that must not enter would be the most appropriate here. Number 2, all entries blank arrive by December 31st. So it's the rule. It's the rule. Okay? Is it need to or must? I think, to be honest with you, either one would be okay, but which one's the better of the two, do you think? So number 3, you blank, be a regular subscriber to Camera Eye. It isn't necessary. Okay, so there we go. Don't need to be a regular subscriber to Camera Eye. So it isn't necessary. So I think number 2 then tells us that because of that, number 2 tells us that it's must not. You must not arrive by December 31st. Okay? But again, it's, to me, it could go either way. So there's number 4, there's number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8. So what do you think here? What do you think is best? So there's a little bit of gray area here, I think, in this. So in that case, I wouldn't leave you thinking, oh, it could be this or it could be that. I'm going to make sure that whenever you're tested, it will be really clear as to which, for example, modal you need to choose. So, rewrite a sales trainer's advice to shop assistants on a training course using either must, mustn't, should, or shouldn't. So, the example is, it's important not to talk too much. Many customers don't like it. You mustn't talk too much. Okay, it's important to, not to, you mustn't. So, number 1, it's essential to know as much as possible about the products. Essential. Is it you must know as much as possible, or should? It's essential. No, there's no real should or gray area here. It's pretty clear. So I should think that it is must. So it's essential to know. You must know. Okay? And then number 2, don't be afraid to start a conversation with a customer. What about that one? Don't be afraid to start a conversation with the customer. Don't be afraid. Is it should or shouldn't? How about you should start a conversation with the customer? Okay. It's better not to start with a sales pitch straight away. I recommend that you ask a few questions to find out your customer's needs. Make the customer feel comfortable and important. It's a good idea. I strongly advise. So I strongly advise has more oomph, has more punch than good idea. So if it's strong, it's must or mustn't. If it's not so strong and more of a suggestion, then you go with should or shouldn't. That's the takeaway of this. All right. Now let's move on to the next page here, which is page 81, making suggestions. Okay, so oftentimes, like a team leader will make suggestions to their subordinates, to people that they help or give assistance to, and you can kind of speak this way. For example, we have how about, what about, why not, I think we should, we need to, perhaps we could, that's a good idea, I'm not sure about that. Okay, so let's do number 1. How about, what about, arriving early? A, B, C, or D? That's a good idea. I'm not sure about that. That could be difficult. I like that. Brilliant. Could be anything. Why not? So why not print out your attendance sheets early? Okay? Again, any one of these answers, that's a good idea. That could be difficult. Okay, that's I like that. Brilliant. So anyway, which response is a negative response over here? Okay? Which responses are negative? A, B, C, D, and or E. Which of these 5 are negative? Which of these 5 are positive responses. That's a good idea. Thumbs up or thumbs down? B, I'm not sure about that. Thumbs up or thumbs down? C, that could be difficult. Thumbs up or thumbs down? I like that. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Brilliant. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, so we have Cookwell has a chain of stores selling top quality kitchen equipment. The sales department decides to offer cooking classes as a way to increase business. Listen to members of the sales team suggesting ways to promote the cooking classes. Does each suggestion receive a positive or negative response? Mark the suggestion with a tick or a cross. Okay, let's hold on for a minute here. Okay, so I paused and I decided during that pause that I'm going to read a discussion that two people have. Actually, three people have. And they make these suggestions, and then you hear the others responding to those suggestions. So remember, over here on the left at the top, these are suggestions. On the right are responses. So let's see where the suggestions are positive, or the responses are positive, rather. Okay, and you can look at, and of course the suggestions. You can look at both columns up here. All right, so speaker number one. How about putting up some posters? We can put posters up in the store so people can see them when they come in. So speaker two responds, that's a good idea. And why not hand out leaflets as well? We can put one in each bag when a customer buys something. Okay, so what was it? Was it a positive response or a negative response? Which one is it? So the person said, that's a good idea. So the response was A, and it's positive. Speaker three, I like that. And of course, I like that. How about that? That's another positive response, isn't it? And of course, we need to put details on our website. Need to. Speaker one, perhaps we could collect customers' contact details, their home address or email address, and we could send them information about the classes. Let's see what speaker two says about that. I'm not sure about that. Aha! I'm not sure about that. Is that positive or negative? Well, it's B. It's negative, isn't it? And then speaker three, you're right. That could be difficult. Aha! That could be difficult. Another negative response. I think we should just have posters and leaflets. Speaker number one. What about inviting someone from the press to attend the first class? That way we can get some free publicity. So what about doing something? So that's number one. That's the suggestion. And then speaker two and three both agree. They say, brilliant. Okay, so different ways that you can make suggestions and give responses to those suggestions. And that actually was on page 170, the dialogue. So you can check that out. Check that if you want to. Okay, let's move on now to... Alright, that's fine. That takes us basically to the end of Unit 9 and the end of Part 2. There's one more video part, and we'll get to that. We'll work on that next.